So you want to own a GTR, huh? Let's talk about it. We'll talk about it.
16 minutes.
I did.
Yeah, I did. Can you grab the trash bag?
No.
Daddy, grab the trash bag.
I hate my life.
And the liquor store, okay?
I'm fit.
What?
Nothing. Anyway. Okay, today is a good Sunday morning to talk about how to get a GTR. Now, the reason why I'm an expert at this is because I don't fucking have one.
You're not supposed to swear.
I know I'm not supposed to swear. You know what? YouTube, I'm sorry for that swear, but it's the truth. I don't have one. And the reason why we don't have one is because there's other obligations in our lives that take precedence before we choose to buy a GTR. Now, the goal of the majority of import tuner guys is to own one of these GTR or Supras or these big name brand type of cars because they produce big power and they attract a lot of attention. But what does it take? What does it take to actually own and purchase a GTR? This is what we're going to talk today about. So come along with us. We're just going to go on a couple of errands, and then we'll talk about it. We'll discuss it. All right? We'll discuss it. Okay, so Kim and I are home from our little things that we had to do. We can sit down and talk about this GTR you want so damn bad now. Come outside. We'll talk about it. Okay, so this video is in no way, shape, or form intended to deter you from purchasing an R34, 33, 32, 35 GTR, doesn't matter. It's just to inform you a little bit of what's to come after you do purchase one, okay? Or if you do decide to purchase one. Or maybe this might be a deterrent and you might decide afterwards, you know what, this GTR thing isn't for me. Okay, so let's start with the R35. It's the one that most people want. It's the most infamous, the one that is setting a bunch of records right now. The one that costs the most and potentially, puts out the most horsepower. Now, let's say, you say to yourself, yeah, I definitely want an R35. It's reasonable. This is possible. 2009 R35s right now are actually going for decent prices. So you have to also take into account an R35, the 2009 R35, especially that, whoever owned it probably beat the shit out of it. I know I would. You don't buy a 2009 R35 to keep it stock. You buy a 2009 R35 to obviously upgrade the engine, potentially rebuild it, and put as much power into it as possible. Or you just buy an R35 GTR and put a body kit on it, and it has plenty of power. You don't really need too much, but I'm a performance guy. I'm not really a big visual kind of person. I like to enjoy my ride rather than just look at it. But let's say you do decide to go with the R35. Now, I'm just gonna give you a ballpark estimate here because I've gone online and actually done the research to see how much an R35 costs. A 2009 will run you about 50 grand. Now, it won't have crazy miles on it. Some actually do come with decent miles, but 50 grand. Now, we're talking about beat the fuck up miles. This person probably jumped it over gourds and mountains and Dukes of Hazzard the hell out of it. But you will have an R35. Now, after you get it, obviously, friends don't let friends drive stock. So you would have to modify it. Now, wheels would potentially have to be 20s, which would run you about a good solid 8 grand. I mean, all these things, you start taking into effect, the insurance, everything that comes along, the car payment itself, you'll just own the car, but you'll never really have a chance to modify it. And the biggest goal for a tuner is to get the car and right away start spending money on modifications. Don't mind my arms, I've been lifting a lot and I'm trying to get back into shape. If I look a little bulky, I'm trying to slim down. This is not military standard, just ignore it. So, you know, obviously you got to get the rims, suspension done, you know, some bolt-ons and a quick tune to get you to that horsepower, that respectable horsepower, to where when you're on the highway, anybody pulls up, you could serve them quick. Got served. Now, that's not a possibility for everybody. I know me personally, if I were to buy an R35 right now, which is, it's within the realm of my means, I could definitely do it, but will I enjoy it the way I want to enjoy it? That's the key thing that you have to consider, is will you be able to enjoy the car once you buy it? Will it be more of a stressor, or, you know, to have it and to modify it and to come up with all these other things that you need to do with it? And is it really worth that much stress? For me, not really. I love my Evo. You know, it's really, really cheap to modify. And ultimately, it was my dream car. I definitely want to get, you know, another car to modify. But for right now, it's awesome. It definitely delivers everything I need. Right now, it's getting tuned to be at least, you know, a quick 700 horsepower, which is plenty for the highway, plenty for back roads. It's fun. I'm a purist. I love stick shift. I'm not a big fan of paddle shifters. I'm not dogging it. I'm just saying, for me personally, I like being a little bit more involved. When I go for a drive, I don't like looking at my cell phone. I just want to be involved in the drive. So if that's what you're looking for, what I'm recommending, shut up. What I'm recommending is an R32. Okay? So right now, R32s, as you know, are legal, in the States. The RB26 motor is a great platform to start building off of. Nissan has deemed the R32 legendary to the point where they're actually still making production parts, stock production parts for it. So honestly, if you get an R32, you get the joy of all-wheel drive, that security of all-wheel drive, which is not really security when you're like in a 700, 800 horsepower range, but it's still a small safety net. You get, what else do you get? The lightweight, that is the perfect formula. High horsepower, lightweight, and all the sounds that come with an R32. And you could start modifying it right away, but it's an enjoyable ride right away. You know, like a lot of people just honestly, they just get R35s because it's like, it's baller status. You anywhere you drive, people are like, oh my god, that's a GTR. But you gotta realize, you gotta determine if that's what's important to you, is what other people think or what you really think. If you own an R35 GTR, most likely you've worked your ass off all your life and you've gotten to the point where you're like, okay, you know what, this is what I want. This is what I want. Sorry about that, I got distracted. This is what I want, and this is what I'm gonna have. Most likely I'm not gonna modify it, but if you're a tuner, I'm talking from a tuner point of view. If you're gonna own an R35, you better do something to it, bro. Because a lot of guys are gonna come calling and knocking, and they wanna take out Godzilla in the worst way possible. For me personally, I think the route that I definitely want to take after I complete my Evo project is an R32. I don't like taking on multiple projects at the same time, so you won't see me getting it right away. I definitely want to see where, you know, my career is heading. Maybe this channel, you know, will guide me a little closer to that dream. But I mean, that's just remains to be seen. An R33, I know I didn't mention it, but an R33 to me, the wheelbase is just a little bit too long. I'm losing out on some of the performance aspects of it. as far as taking corners and shit like that. But I mean, everybody's opinion differs. You know, most likely somebody will be like, no, the R33 is the best. I'm just saying for me. But now this is the piece de resistance. Okay, this is the one that everybody wants. It doesn't matter who you are, you want one of these. And if you say you don't want one of these, then I hate you. So don't talk to me. Great. And it's raining outside. We're gonna go ahead and take this inside now and not get wet. Follow me. Okay, so we were just talking about the best platform to buy. The R35, R34, R33, R32 GTR. And I'm at the point where I'm saying the R34 is the ideal one that everybody wants to buy. Now, it's not going to be legal for another 7 years, so, you know, yeah, I know, I've seen them at car shows too, and if I can get my hands on one, best believe I will. Well, alright, relax. You okay? It's my dog. I'm not touching my junk, it's my dog. Anyway, it would be a great platform, but let's just take into account, like, the R34, because it's in such high demand, there's going to be a lot of people that want it. So it's going to cost just as much as the R35. If you had to pick, be honest.
Okay.
Be honest.
I will.
Be honest.
Okay.
Hey, be honest. If you had to pick between the R35 and the R34, which would you pick? You're lying. She would want a 35, and because it's obviously automatic, right?
35.
Why would you? I said honest like 50 times. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, but me, because I'm a purist, I want a 34, and I mean, we talked about it. We know that the R35 would be expensive to modify, not to own, but to modify. Yeah. And ultimately, we'll just have to wait and see where we are, right?
I agree.
I mean, this is going to come after, obviously, the garage and all that stuff gets built, so that way we have a place to store. Because there's no way I'm going to keep my car outside. Don't do that. Don't do that. This is New England. We don't keep cars outside, and it's not good. But yeah, just wanted to make this video kind of explaining the finer details of GTR ownership, the downfalls and things that will eventually come along with it. So if you're planning on owning, you know, a GTR, and you know that's your ambition, you know, by all means strive for it. Push until you get it. Just know that the price doesn't just stop at the dealership. Once you get it, you're going to want to modify it, and everything is going to be super, super expensive for it. And that's the truth. Do I still want one, an R35? Fuck yeah. Will I get one? Right now, it's not looking realistic, okay? Because we have kids. We just bought a dog. A dog that likes to bite me. Say hi. Oh, she's dead. She died. Say hi. We just got a dog. All right. Oh, shit. She's all right. She just doesn't like to be on YouTube. It's you guys' fault. It's you guys' fault. But yeah. So that's all I really wanted to talk about. There's a lot more content to come. The car is actually at Kaizen Tuning right now. It's due to actually be slightly modified and tuned on the 12th of May. And I will have hopefully some video footage of the fun dyno day that we're going to have. We're also going to be taking her to the track, a few car shows, and, you know, then hopefully one day call out some other potential YouTubers and see how they fare against the Evo. But for now, make sure you please leave a comment. Leave a comment and let me know what you think about this video and which GTR you prefer, and we'll have a discussion about it and see, you know, the pros and cons of actually attempting to get that GTR. So like, you know, subscribe and share this video. That way we can continue to build this channel and I can get a GTR. I need a GTR. All right, that's it.